So this is a comparison between the Force 6 Fitness Lat Bar and its Temu version. Now let's take a look at the Force 6 version first. Now this bar here cost $90 shipped to my door in the beginning of January 2025. It arrived in a week or maybe even under a week. So it was definitely fast fulfillment for a smaller, newer company. I'm not sure if it's because there's a shipping location that happens to be close to Ohio where I'm at, or if the owner, Mario, really just has his logistics and stock dialed in. Now, I didn't take a video unboxing on this because unboxing gym equipment is generally boring, and in some cases it's a disaster. You know, when the packaging gets blown up in transit. If you've ever ordered anything from Titan Fitness, you probably know what I'm talking about. But in this case, the unboxing experience of this was easily top 3 all time for me. The styrofoam, it came custom cut out to utilize every square inch of the box, keeping things tight and free from rattling around. So everything was fitting this exactly. Now, it doesn't look like the Lat Bar. It was given any special shipping from Force 6 because after having a solid experience with this product, I have received several products from them. Every single one has been a home run, and I'll include some pics of the other products I received, as now every time I receive a Force 6 product, I am recording the unboxing just to show, whether it's like through photos or through video. The most impressive shipping, I'll just kind of go off the side, was when I got their offset D handles. It came with a custom 3D printed cradle, and it was embedded into the styrofoam to prevent any crazy movement, rattling, and those were actually like a special order because they were blemished. But let's get back to the bar. So this bar, it is 28 inches long, which you can see. This makes it solid enough for any tricep push downs, but also long enough to do any type of pullovers or lat pulls. Although I wouldn't say it's ideal for lat work, it will get the job done in a pinch, or if you're just trying to have less attachments floating around in your space. Now there is a 3-inch space on each end, which you can see, that's completely flat, and then the bar gradually curves up to the middle with a very slight pitch. At the middle, you're going to get the full height, which is 4.5 inches from the top of the connection point down to the bottom of that sweet Force 6 logo. Now, I'm not sure if the logo underneath the bar is for stability purposes specifically, or if it's just for aesthetics. But this thing's pretty cool as it is laser cut, so there's no stickers involved. Instead of 1 connection point, we also have 3 connection points here in the stair-step system. It's slightly angled. This allows you to attach closer to the bar or further away from the bar, depending, giving a little bit different feeling when you change that push point. Now, for me personally, I only really ever use this top hole. But if anyone else gets this bar and finds different use cases where the other 2 holes are better, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely try it out for myself and see how it feels. But you know, at any rate, like 3 holes are better than 1, right? Now, the width of this bar is just under 2.5 inches wide, and the steel itself is about 0.25 inches thick. Now, the star component of this whole thing is definitely its flat design, which it does allow for a neutral wrist position with open palms, so your triceps are what pushes it down. It also takes your grip out of the equation. This allows you to get a full contraction all the way to the very bottom of the movement, where your tricep is really just stretching, elongated, and isolated. Now, this bar is very sleek. There's no sloppy welds anywhere really. You can barely even see where they have the angled part. So there's no sloppy welds, there's no rounded corners. Now those non-rounded corners, they do make it look better, but it does give it a semi-sharp edge if you're somebody that loves to just kind of grip down on the bar. Even though the grip is unnecessary, it won't really dig in unless if you're really like white knuckling it, but it's worth noting at least. Now this thing is my go-to for tricep work. One of my favorite movements is the overhead tricep extension, where basically imagine this is on a cable and you're just doing that. Now let's take a look at its Temu counterpart. This product cost me just under $28. That was back in maybe October 2024. Now here, real quick, it's a money-saving tip for those of you who are interested in getting things off Temu, as it is getting more popular. If you add everything into your cart, you never buy it immediately. Leave it for a week or two, and almost always you're going to end up getting some type of coupon or discount offer eventually. Now, at the end of the day, Temu is never going to ship as fast as Amazon, so it's going to be a second. I'll show you a screen capture here of basically like how Temu is showing the discounts since you added it to the cart. Now, as far as the Temu shipping goes, the packaging, it was just loose in a cardboard box, which that's at least better than how it normally will come, which a lot of Temu stuff comes in a random giant plastic bag. And I've probably had maybe a third of all my Temu purchases arrive broken, usually due to that poor shipping and handling packaging. Now, this particular product is actually robust and very solid. It'd be very hard to damage this thing in transit. Now, the flat bar, as you can see, it's only 16 inches long. I'd say this is the biggest shortcoming because size does matter here, or at least the length does. Now, it's all about the stretch, and with this, you can't really get that full stretch. You can't do pullovers. You can't really do any lat movements. You can't really do anything that would require your hands to be shoulder width apart or longer, unless if your shoulders are more narrow than this. Now, there is a 3-inch segment on each end where the angle changes, and it's kind of flat, similar to the 4.6, but you can see actually here the angle, it does go up a little bit. And the pitch from the flat portion going up and working its way back to the middle is a much steeper pitch as compared to the 4.6. Now, what's kind of wild is this short bar is actually taller than the 4.6, coming in at 6.5 inches. This is mainly due to the super large carabiner hole right here, and the shape being more like an upside down V with a little mustache curl at the end of each end, instead of just a straight line. Now, the width, it is the same as the 4.6, so you're going to get a width a little right under 2.5 inches, and the steel, it is actually almost half an inch thick, so it's actually thicker than the 4.6, surprisingly. Now, one of the best parts about this piece is this rubber-like coating that covers the entire thing. It gives it a nice texture to make it grippy all around, and the rounded edges do make it feel good in the hand if you do want to grip tight. And since this particular piece is mostly angled, you do need to use your grip a little bit, but not as much as if you had like your standard tricep push-down bar. My guess is that this thick rubber coating also saves some money, as you did not have to put as much steel into the product when you've got this extra thick rubber around it. Now, this extra large carabiner hole, it does make it a little bit more universal, so even those teeny tiny carabiners that most companies like to give you with their functional trainers, they'll actually work with this with no clipping issues, so you don't need to get a special carabiner. A lot of times on your budget pieces, this is one of the most annoying parts. If you ever got like a budget prime piece or a budget mag grip, you know what I'm talking about. The holes for the carabiners are too small usually. This one, they overcompensated. Now, compared to the 4.6, this piece is a lot shorter in length. It does make it less versatile. The rounded edges and texture rubber coating do make the feeling in hand better, especially when you're gripping. But the length is just such a deal breaker when comparing the two. Also, although the surface itself is flat, the entire piece is very angled here instead of going straight across. I'll show if you can see this. So it does force you to grip a little and not get that truly open palm feel, since your hands would slide up and down the angled parts if you're not gripping. Now, if we're comparing the Temu bar to your standard V tricep bar, I'm taking the Temu. But since we've got the 4.6 lat flat bar out there, even though that is 3 times price, the value's there. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I do not have affiliate links for either of these two products, but if you do want to support me or the channel, please check out my affiliate links below, as most of them will give you a discount and support a small content creator like myself who does plan on putting out content every week. Most of my stuff is non-sponsored, so you're always going to get honest reviews, no commercials here. I'm just here to get some quality, non-biased reviews out there, especially on items that I've purchased with limited online reviews, so you don't have to take the risk that I did. And as always, take care, lift heavy, and we'll see you next time.